Hey everyone, I just jumped back online for a few minutes because there's something I definitely need to talk about. I don't know if anybody's watching right now. I am recording this and will most very certainly post it on YouTube for everyone to hear. As you may or may not be aware, I've been posting a lot of very incendiary comments on social media and the like. I post a lot of social incendiary comments a lot of the time. I freely admit that. But recently, they've been what I've been posting has been extra incendiary, if that's even a term, a possibility, and they are, of course, related to our current situation where everyone in this country, if not the world, is being told to stay home and avoid social interaction of any kind during this pandemic and this spread of this COVID-19 coronavirus. My targets of rage have been at mostly everybody who is yelling at everybody else to stay home, and I know a lot of people don't like that. It's not the popular thing to say. I've lost a good number of followers on Twitter, especially, possibly Facebook as well, though I haven't been actually doing that much of this ranting on Facebook. Just recently, someone who has been a long time supporter of my content and these live streams in particular just unfollowed me and publicly posted, said that he had to do it for his own mental sanity. And that really hurt. That really hit me hard. I don't blame him for doing that. It's his choice. I understand anyone's decision, but the idea that I may have hurt this person definitely hit me pretty hard. I just wanted to try to make things absolutely clear with this video, as specifically where my feelings lie and why my rage is like this. I want to make this absolutely clear. If you personally are trying your best to make the best of this situation as you possibly can, if you're trying your best to stay positive personally in this situation, I don't dislike you, I don't blame you, I don't fault you in any way. My job personally, my job here, is to try and distract you all, to try and entertain you all, to try to find some sort of escape from all the problems in the world like this one. And I admit I probably haven't done a very good job of it recently, not just with the online posting, but I haven't made a lot of videos, and my live streams have been sporadic, largely because of this carpal tunnel situation, which I don't want to blame. I should be trying to figure out how to do things, how to still make content regardless. But like I said, that's my job. My job is to try to help people find some sort of positive escape from the harshness of reality. But what I don't want to do, what I never plan to do, is try and force positivity on you. I never want to or try to berate people into trying to be happy when they don't have the capacity to do so at this particular time. And that is the crux of where my anger and frustration through all this lies. It just really gets frustrated to see not everybody has the capacity right now to lay back and try to endure this by thinking about how great everything is going to be whenever this ends. And everyone's going to pack the theaters and the beaches and the clubs and the bars again, and we're all going to go back to normal, because for a lot of people, they're not going to be able to go back to normal. Each day I'm seeing another friend or colleague or acquaintance of mine announce that they've lost their job because of this. And there's very, very little guarantee they'll ever be able to get that or another job again whenever this ends, which we don't know when it ends. That's frustrating. If anything, it's really sad when I can see a Twitter post from an extreme right-wing pundit like Laura Ingraham say, we need to know when this thing is going to end, and she gets called out on it. And in a way, I find myself siding with Ingraham. I don't want to side with someone like Laura Ingraham. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of people who need to know that. Who need to know how long this thing is going to end. And I'm not talking about the companies. I'm not talking about any corporate CEOs out there. Anyone who's asking for a corporate bailout like the airlines, Boeing, American Airlines, they can eat my ass for all I care. I'm talking about individual people. People who are already living paycheck to paycheck before this thing happened. And now they're basically being told, you are going to have to go without any income whatsoever for an indefinite period of time. Just deal with it. There are a lot of people who can't just deal with that. There are going to be millions of Americans that just within the next few weeks are going to find themselves without any money whatsoever, no means whatsoever to get food or any other necessary resources. They're going to need to survive. And of course, the stockpiling and hoarding and panic buying doesn't help matters. Shame on all of you if you're doing that. But again, there are just so many people that they don't know if they're going to be able to eat in another couple of weeks. And all they're getting right now is just the vague suggestion that this is going to go on for months. And all they're hearing on online and social media is that if they're complaining about their current situation, they're being selfish and self-centered and not thinking about all the people who are in danger of being at risk and being even more at risk of serious illness or death if they catch this virus. I don't want to see anyone die of unfortunate circumstances, period. But the fact of the matter is, when you really look at things, the after effects of this shutdown are going to hurt and kill far, far more people than the virus itself could ever kill. And unfortunately, all those people who are going to be facing poverty and very likely starvation as a result of the shutdown, no one's coming to help them. No one's going to show up to their houses with food in their time of crisis or their time of need. I mean, they're talking about, yes, about possible UBI bailout individuals for people. I don't expect that to get passed. And if they did, it's still going to be very limited. Because of the people we have in government who just will not understand individuals' needs and how working class people's needs. That's a whole other rant. I like I said, I've tried to avoid politics as much as I can. I'm pretty much violating that by making this video right now, but this is something I just had to get off my chest. This is basically what I'm trying to say more than anything else. if you're trying your best to stay positive, personally, that's a good thing. But if you're condescendingly posting on social media, it's gonna be okay, we're all gonna get through this, learn to make the best of your situation and stop whining, you're not making anyone else's situation better. You might think you are, but you're not really. Because I don't think these people understand that these words are going to be hollow towards the millions of people that, even before this situation ends, if whenever it does, they're going to be looking at empty refrigerators and or eviction notices with no idea how they're going to get the money to deal with either anytime soon. Just understand that people have a right to be angry at this. And let them be angry. Because times they need to vent. Just be respectful of other people's feelings, because not everyone's going to be able to celebrate the end of this pandemic with a trip to the beach or the movie theaters. A lot of people are going to be worrying where their next meal is going to be whenever this is over. And especially if you're not going to be willing to go to someone's houses and give them food. Don't chide or scold someone for being afraid or sad or angry and venting that fear and anger themselves. Because for a lot of those people, that might be the only way they can keep themselves from completely losing their minds. We don't need people to be condescending and preach a holier-than-thou attitude, which maybe I've been just as guilty of at times in this situation. I admit that. More than anything, what we need in a situation like this is more compassion and more understanding. Because for a lot of people, the troubles aren't going to be over whenever the governments and the media suddenly declares it's all clear. For a lot of people, the worst will be just beginning.